How do you master law of attraction? Hi, my name is Solera. I am the author of the Life Manual Trilogy, which is a channel text by the spiritual guides, and I want to welcome you. So today I have a question from Elena, Perth, and she's asking, how do I, really hone my ability, right, in mastering the law of attraction? So I'm going to ask the spiritual guides for you and see what they have to say. Yeah, so let us clarify law of attraction. So when people think law of attraction, really they are asking, how do I create stuff? How do I find the love of my life? How do I get more money? How do I have an amazing career? How do I have the best body? This and this and this and this. So what you're really asking is specific points, right, in your physical life. So the way we would go about doing law of attraction is not to focus so much on the law of attraction, because very often people are afraid that they might say the wrong thing, or they're thinking too many negative thoughts. So it almost has sort of like a detrimental effect on you when you're too obsessed about it. So instead of being too obsessed about law of attraction, we would do about it sort of like the easy breezy way. So the easy breezy way we want to teach you is this. So we would think about what is it that we really want to experience in life. And you can want many things. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm only allowed to have one thing. You can say, okay, in this lifetime I want to be very wealthy, which is a very common one, okay? Because right now, everybody sort of believes that in order to have a happy life, you need money, which in itself is a misbelief, right? If you believe that you can only be happy when you have money, then that itself is a particular belief. But it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say that you just want money. We say that's probably one of the easiest ones to create, because money is just energy, and the more you get used to sort of touching, feeling this energy, it's like you can call it in. It's almost like making a friend. Okay, so let's say through law of attraction you want to make friends with money. We would go about it easily. It's like think about how you go make friends. Let's say you just met somebody new, and you're like, oh, this girl is really fun, I want to be friends with her, and I'm gonna go invite her for a cup of coffee. Then you get to know her a little bit. Yeah, it's like, oh, she has the same interests as me, she likes knitting and I like knitting too. So right, you start to build that relationship. We say whatever that dream is that you have, let's say money is an example, you will start to build a relationship and to experience what it is that you really want. Okay, with money, for example, will be, okay, how would I utilize money? One of the things maybe that will make you very happy is, once I have enough money, I can treat my friends to dinner, I can take my parents to go on vacation, I can buy my children lots of toys, send them to private school. So you have a list of things that you want. Yes? So if you have a list of things that you want, we will start to think about the experiences after you have money. So don't focus on getting the money, because that's what trips almost everybody up. But think about what you can really do to experience, right? So we're just using money as an example, but there are many other things that you might want. Maybe you want to lose weight. Okay, for some people, let's say you've never had a healthy body. Let's say you were born, obese, and then you continue to sort of have the same body type. So one of your dreams would be to have a slender body, let's say. Well, it requires a little bit of imagination, because you've never experienced a slender body. You may not know how that feels, but you can sort of create that in your mind. Okay, let's say you look at a picture of someone with slender body and you think, ooh, it must be so fun to wear that bikini. It might be so fun to just to eat ice cream with no guilt. It would be so fun to wear dresses that I love to wear. Maybe if you're a guy, it would be different. Maybe for you you would think, I would love to feel that I have a strong fit body, and I'm attractive, and I feel my masculinity in this way through this body. Whatever it is that you want to experience. Okay, so from our perspective, we don't really care what you want, and it doesn't matter to us, because we know what you want is simply it's a desire that's born out of your experiences, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And when we say we don't care, meaning we're not judging you. Whatever you want is fine by us. So usually you're the one who's judging yourself. You feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have that. I shouldn't have all these things. But we say you can't really push away your desires. Your desires are there. And sometimes you just need to go experience them. And after you experience them, it's like if somebody's never had ice cream, and then after they had an ice cream, they're like, wow, this is so good. And then you have another ice cream, it's like, wow, this is so good. And then after you have a third ice cream cone, you're like, okay, I'm pretty full now. Like, I'm good. I don't need to have another ice cream cone for the day, right? It's kind of like this. And then you're done with that experience of eating the ice cream cone. You move on to some other dessert that you want, okay? So life is like this. So instead of trying to focus on mastering law of attraction, we say it's better to just focus on the experience of what you really want. And let us give it to you this way. If you want to get good at something, you need to practice, yes? Well, most of you are just too lazy, okay? You don't want to practice. You don't want to spend the time to practice, visioning the things that you want in your life. You're too lazy. You just say, oh yeah, this is too hard, too much work. I'm just gonna go back to watch TV. Okay. So is it anybody's fault that you don't have what you want? If you think about this logically, okay, you say you want A, but you don't want to take the time or the effort to even think about what it is that you really want. Put details, add colors. It's like you have an idea. An idea is sort of like it's like a coloring page, okay? It has an outline, but it's not colored. There's no shapes to this coloring page. It's just black and white, right? It's white on white page with black outline. So in order for it to be a beautiful painting, let's say, or colored page, you need to color it in. And if you don't spend the time to color it in, then it's not going to be a pretty page. So this is the same with law of attraction, same with manifesting anything that you want. We say color it in. Spend the time and energy and focus to do that, and you will see that things that you want. It's like if you do your coloring pages, after an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you have the full page colored. And it becomes beautiful, right? That is your manifestation. It's just that simple, okay? So we were complete for today. Okay, guys. I have to say, I have a lot of coloring pages at home, but I don't always color them in, so don't feel bad. Sometimes it's like, I love to buy these coloring pages, and I'm so motivated, when I buy them. But then when it comes times to color, I was like, oh, my hand hurts, it's so much effort. But sometimes I'll do something small, okay? And I'm really just talking about coloring pages here. Like, just instead of like a full page, just color like a corner of it. I think you'll find that it's a little bit easier. Like, even with things like money, it's like maybe there's so many things you want to buy with it, but just think about one thing that you want. Maybe it's the house. So pretend that the house is like one corner of the coloring pages, right? Like one corner of it, and you fill it in. You start to imagining what kind of house you want, what color you want to paint the walls, and what kind of furniture you put it in. It's like you just select one thing that you want to use money for. Like, that's sort of the analogy that they're trying to give you. It's like a section of the coloring page, and then you move on to something else. Maybe the next thing is a car, the next thing is clothes, or whatever it is that you want to buy. Treat it like it's filling in coloring pages, So I'm actually going to go color one, like a real coloring page. I'm very inspired by this video. So, alrighty, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.